Most people don't know this, but caring for low porosity hair takes technique and skills because of the hair structure. Knowing all these things I'll mention in this video is that one step to having a healthier and longer hair. So keep watching because I'll be giving you all the tips, tricks for low porosity hair and how to care for it. Hair porosity is a term that is used to describe how well your hair is able to absorb and retain moisture and oils. If you have low porosity hair, it means the structure of your hair doesn't easily allow moisture to be absorbed into your hair shaft. This can make it harder for water to saturate your hair when it's washed. So this is a big issue because natural hair thrives on moisture. So if your hair isn't moisturized or is not able to absorb moisture, it means that your hair is going to be breaking off, and this is one of the reasons why you're not able to retain length or having stagnant hair growth. So first, you need to understand low porosity hair, the structure of hair, how hair works, for you to better understand why you have low porosity hair and understand how to care for it. You need to know first what is low porosity hair. So your hair basically is collection of dead cells that are arranged in a distinct of 3-layer pattern. So the 3 layers consist of the cuticle, the cortex and the medulla. The cuticle is the outermost layer of your hair and it comprises of individual cuticles that overlap each other. It's like tiles, like just the example is like when you're doing roofing tiles, they overlap each other. That's like an example I can give. Then the cortex is the middle and thickest layer. It contains the fibrous protein and pigment that give your hair its color. Then the medulla is the central and innermost layer of your hair shaft. So with low porosity hair, the cuticles tend to overlap each other and they are tightly packed together. Because there is no spaces between the cuticle, it makes it harder for water as well as products like oils, conditioners to deliver moisture to your hair shaft. So because your cuticles are tightly packed, that's why your hair is repelling moisture, oils and products. Usually if you have low porosity hair, it's due to genetic factor. Using chemicals and heat on your hair typically doesn't cause low porosity hair, so it's mainly based on genetics. When heat or styling does damage to the cuticle layer, it's most likely to result in high porosity hair. That means the cuticles are raised and have spaces between them, and this can make it harder for your hair shaft to retain moisture. So I've spoken about high porosity hair in my previous video. I'm going to link that for you to check out if you have high porosity hair. But typically, high porosity hair can absorb moisture, but it cannot retain. But with low porosity hair, it's hard for it to absorb moisture, but it does retain that moisture. So we're going to look at a few characteristics of low porosity hair so that you can better understand if you have low porosity hair or if you do not have it. So the first thing is that products sit on your hair. If you have low porosity hair, you may find that hair products tend to sit on the hair instead of being absorbed. And for instance, if you apply oils, moisturizers to your ends of your hair, half 1 hour later, you notice that the products are still on the surface of your hair. It hasn't absorbed to your hair. It may even come off if you run your fingers on it. You'll see the products falling off. They are not properly absorbed into your hair, just very little of it, but most of the products do not absorb to your hair. That's one thing you should look out for. Then the next thing is washing and drying takes very long. With low porosity hair, if you want to wash or dry your hair, it takes longer than you expect because the water isn't easily absorbed to the hair. You may find it very difficult for your hair to get wet or or the water to fully penetrate on your hair. And once your hair is wet, it takes very long for it to air dry. So that's one thing that you should notice if you have low porosity hair. Even when you're using a blow dryer, it won't take longer for your hair to get dry because of the length, thickness, whatever other factor, but typically it takes very long for your hair to absorb moisture when washing it, but it also takes very long for your hair to even dry after you're done washing your hair. So if you've never done a hair porosity test, I'm going to tell you how you can do it. It's very easy, it's very simple. So the first thing is that make sure you shampoo or wash your hair to remove any form of product buildup because you want to use clean hair while doing this process. Then usually when your hair is dry, you take a strand of your hair. Make sure that you're taking like shredded hair because you want to have those white bulbs on it. And if you want to know if it's shredded hair, is if it's the full length of your hair. Then you put that strand of your hair in water. So if the strand sits at the top of the glass, it means you have low porosity hair. That means your hair doesn't absorb water easily. But if the strand also sits at the top of the glass but takes very, very long for it to settle down, it also means you have low porosity hair. That means it took a while for your hair to absorb that moisture. It means you have low porosity hair. But if you put a strand of your hair in the glass cup, in the cup of water, and it immediately starts sinking down, that is high porosity hair. That means your hair absorbs moisture well. So that's a very, very easy test that you can do if you're still confused when you find, like when I mentioned the characteristics, if you're still confused if you have low porosity or if you have high porosity or you have medium porosity. This is another easy test that you can do. So now we're on to how to care for low porosity hair. This is very, very important. Your hair care routine is so important, and also knowing the technique to taking care of low porosity hair is also very important, since your hair cuticles are tightly packed. So you need to make sure that you're using products that work well with your hair and not giving yourself extra problems by doing the wrong thing that is costing you a lot of hair loss and hair breakage. So when you have low porosity hair, you may be tempted to apply larger quantity of a product or more than one hair product at a time in an effort to saturate your hair. But because of the cuticles are so close together, not much product will penetrate no matter how much you apply. That's one thing. No matter how much product you apply, it's still not going to penetrate. Everything is not going to penetrate on your hair. That's why I mentioned products sit on your hair. The key to find products that have the right formulation for low porosity hair. These products will have ingredients that can easily penetrate your hair. So you need to target products that contain certain formulas that are made for low porosity hair. Not all products are made for low porosity hair. That's something that you should look out for. Another important tip is to apply products when your hair is wet and warm. Heat can lift your hair cuticles and allow oils and moisture to be able to easily penetrate the hair shaft. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, with low porosity hair, it takes techniques and skills for you to be able to take care of them, and this is one of those techniques. Make sure that you're doing your routine on a warm, or you wash your hair with warm water to be able to lift your cuticles for the moisture to penetrate your hair shaft better. If you want to know what type of ingredients and products that tend to work well for low porosity hair, I'm going to give you some suggestions on shampoos, conditioners, and some products that you can try out. So for shampoos that do not leave a lot of residues are your best bet for low porosity hair. So look for products that contain honey or glycerin. These ingredients can penetrate hair cuticle more easily than products that contain oils. So look for products that contain honey and glycerin. So these are some shampoos that work well for low porosity hair. So the first thing is the Kinky Curl Come Home Natural Moisturizing Shampoo. This is a no residue shampoo and is gentle enough to use on a daily basis. Then the next one is the Garnier Fructis Curl Nourish Sulfate Free and Silicone Free Shampoo. This shampoo contains glycerin to help add moisture. It doesn't have any sulfate or silicones that can rob your hair of its natural moisture. So this is another shampoo that you can get. Just make sure you look for ingredients that contain glycerin and honey. This one contains glycerin, so it's good. So another shampoo I recommend is still from the same brand, is the Garnier Whole Blend Honey Treasure Repair Shampoo. This shampoo for dry and damaged hair contains honey, which can be a key for softening ingredients for low porosity hair. This is another shampoo that you can try out. Then the last one is the Neutrogena Anti-Residue Shampoo. It's a good idea to wash your hair once a week with a clarifying shampoo. This shampoo can remove residues that can from build-ups from low porosity hair. Because you have low porosity hair, tend to have more build-up. So this is a clarifying shampoo that can clarify your scalp to remove any form of build-ups, because build-ups can clog up your pores and also limit your hair growth. So for a good scalp health, it's also good to sometimes use clarifying shampoos to remove any form of build-ups. So moving on to conditioners. Trying to dilute your conditioner with small amount of water when applying it to your hair. This can help to make the conditioner easily absorbable and less likely to just sit on your hair. So this is one trick that you can try diluting your conditioners with a little bit of water. It really helps to make your hair absorb that conditioner better. So these are some of the conditioners that I would recommend. The first one is the Davis OI All-in-One Milk. This is a milk conditioner and it has a very thin consistency, which makes it easier to be able to be absorbed. It also wouldn't weigh down your hair and leave it feeling oily. It's like a spritz type of conditioner, so you just spritz it on damp hair and towel dry your hair for a softening result. So it's a very like a milk consistency, so it's not thick. You do not want to work with thick products because they will just sit on your hair and cause a lot of build-ups. Then the next conditioner is a Diva Curl One Conditioning Original. This is a creamy and daily use conditioner. It's well suited for curly and low porosity hair. These are the two conditioners that I would recommend, but just try to look for conditioners that are not thick. Like even if you get thicker conditioners, try to dilute it with water. That's another hack, just in case you want to use some other product. Just dilute it with water if it's too thick for your hair, so that it would be able to absorb into your hair shaft better. So I'm moving on to deep conditioners. Sometimes your hair may need a little bit of extra moisture, and one way to do that is weekly deep conditioning treatment. It can help by using a steamer or a heat cap or a hooded dryer to condition your hair. This is just like an added moisture. It's a treatment that you do to just get that added moisture. Like I mentioned before, natural hair thrives on moisture, so any form of treatment that you can do to get more moisture in your hair helps to your hair to stay healthy and not dry, because dry hair tends to break and you can see a lot of hair loss to that. So the conditioners help in adding more moisture to your hair. So I'm going to recommend a few products that work well for low porosity hair. And for also, just to mention, for low porosity hair, you want to stay away from protein treatment conditioners. Protein formulas can increase the risk of hair breakage since it tends to pull moisture out of the hair. So try and not use protein treatment conditioners on your hair because of that. If you have low porosity hair, try not to do that. So some of the good choices for low porosity hair for deep conditioner is the Jersey Curl Deep Conditioning Treatment. It's citrus lavender. This product has high concentration of natural ingredients. It can help to moisturize and soften your hair without weighing it down. So the next one is the Brigino. I don't think I'm pronouncing it well. I'm going to put it on the screen. But yeah, this deep conditioning duo comes with its own cap lined with conditioning ingredients, as well as a conditioner you may apply before putting on a cap. So it comes with its own cap lined conditioning ingredients, so it really helps in getting your hair, like penetrating your hair shaft. It's very good for low porosity hair. So I'm also going to mention some styling products if you tend to style your hair, or you want to use whatever styling products for your hair so that it doesn't cause build-ups. So the first styling product is the Eden Body Works Curl Defining Cream. This is a conditioning gel. It can help to define curls while keeping them soft. Then the next one is My Amazing Blow Dry Secrets. This product can help to cut down on blow drying time, which is often a challenge with low porosity hair. So because your hair tends to not dry fast, so using this product can really cut on that time. So these are all the products that I recommend, but one thing I would say is look for products, for shampooing products, look for products that contain honey and glycerin. And also for conditioners, try to stay away from thick conditioners that will weigh down your hair and cause build-ups. And for deep conditioners, stay away from protein based conditioners. It strips the moisture out of your hair, so try and stay away from that if you have low porosity hair. So one thing I'll say is that with low porosity hair, it is not easy for moisture and oils to penetrate the hair shaft. It can take longer for your hair to become saturated when washing it. It may also be more challenging to process and style your hair. However, there are certain ingredients that can make low porosity hair easier to care for. Knowing this type of products to use and which ones to avoid can make a huge difference in the overall health of your hair and the length of your hair. So when you're taking care of low porosity hair, you have to be careful. There are different, like I've mentioned, all the techniques, the skills, using warm water to wash your hair to open up your cuticles for it to be able to retain moisture more, for your hair to be able to absorb and retain that moisture more. So there are certain techniques, there are certain skills to taking care of your low porosity hair. Like I mentioned before in my previous video, that hair porosity is very important to know because it helps you make a very good hair care routine for your particular type of hair. Like before, I didn't know what type of hair porosity I had, and it was very hard to find products that would leave my hair feeling moisturized for longer periods, because I noticed that my hair doesn't stay moisturized for long, and it took a while for me to be able to find products that work for me. And it takes a lot of it weighs down on your expense because you get products that don't work for you, and it's waste of money. So knowing your hair porosity just cuts down on you making so much mistakes. You're still going to make mistakes, but the mistakes will not cost you so much because you know what certain products work for you and what techniques to do. So it's a lot easier to create a hair care routine for your particular kind of hair. Yeah, I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comment section if you got a thing or two from watching this video on how to create your own perfect hair care routine. And also I'll mention that being consistent in your hair care routine and finding a good hair care routine is one way to see a healthier and longer hair. So yeah, this is the end of this video. Don't forget to leave a comment if you have any questions, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also please do watch the ads. It helps for you to support my channel. So watching the ads is one way you can support my channel. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.